Hello, and welcome to another edition of Tech Tuesday presented by Delta Media Group, where we know exactly where Putin hides his armies. In his sleeveys. Sorry, that was terrible. I'll do better next week, I promise. I'll put a little more effort in. So today, we're going to take a look at... You don't come here for the jokes, right? I mean, maybe you do come here for the jokes. But I feel a little bad for you then, because they're not very good. Anyway, sorry. So today, we are going to take a look at customer automations available in the DeltaNet. I say customer automations because they're triggered by or related to customer data for the most part. But we have some listing-based automations also. So I'm going to kind of change pace a little bit for this one, and instead of going really in detail into one feature, I'm just going to kind of hit an overview to let you know what's available and just give you kind of where to go to get started with some of these features. So first off, we'll take a look at the mostly customer-based automations. So to get there, I'm going to go to my lead settings page. These are things that act on leads, so the lead settings page makes sense, right? So to get there, I'm going to click on this gear up here in the top right, and then I can click on lead settings right here, or I could also, with anything else in DeltaNet 6, I could type in lead settings up here in my quick actions bar, and you can see the first result here is lead settings. So either way, it will take me over to this page. Now it shows me this section because I'm logged in as an administrator, but you generally won't see this one at the top. But what we're looking for are the automations. So I'm going to scroll down here, and we have a section labeled Customer Settings. So if I expand that section, you can see these are a handful of things that the system can do automatically for you, mostly based on customers, customer data, or customer activity. So first, you can have the system create a birthday event automatically for any customers whenever you add a birthday to them. So what this will do is basically add an event to your events calendar in the DeltaNet for any customer birthdays as long as this box is checked. The next thing you can do here is you can have the system send a weekly report to customers of any listings they have viewed that have had a price reduction. So if you have customers that are logged in on your website and they're just looking around at different listings, if they view a listing and then that listing shortly thereafter has a price reduction, the system can automatically notify them of that. And it will do that if this box is checked. The next thing you can do is you can automatically create saved searches for customers based on their activity. So, and there's a little note here, it won't create saved searches over and over again. So only if they don't have a saved search will this create one automatically for them. But it just looks at the kind of search activity and listings they're viewing, things like that, and will build a saved search for them automatically, and then they'll start getting notifications of that. The next thing it can do here is, if this box is checked, automatically add a follow-up task for a customer if you have not interacted with them in 30 days or more. So if you have some customers in there that, maybe you're keeping your customer database in here and it's been in here for a while and you haven't had any interaction with some of those customers, once they go more than 30 days, the system will create a task for you as a reminder to follow up with them. And the remainder of these are all also follow-up tasks, or the creation of follow-up tasks based on different criteria. So if this one is checked, if the customer has viewed more than one property in a single day, it'll create a task for you to follow up. And the idea is they're a hot customer at that point, so you should check in with them. Next, if they've globally opted out of email, it can add a task for you to reach out. So the idea would be, if they have opted out, you could reach out to them and let them know that maybe you can send them text messages instead, just a way to engage with that customer since they won't be receiving emails anymore. And then next, you can have it automatically create a task if the customer has interacted with any of the campaign emails. So if you do have a customer added to the email campaign system and you have the system sending them out those campaign emails, if they interact with one of those or click on one of the links in one of those emails, the system can add a task for you to follow up as well. So all of these follow-up tasks are based on the customer's had some activity in which we feel it would be a good idea for you to reach out and see if there's anything you can help them with. So just a nice convenient way that you don't have to keep track of their activity. The system will do it for you and just let you know what you can do to hopefully get some more leads or some more requests. So the next set of automations we'll take a look at are the campaign-based automations. So these are based on customer activity. So I'm going to go here to CRM, or actually marketing rather. There we go. Marketing and down to campaigns. Now if I create a campaign, I can add whatever emails to it I'd like, and then when adding an email to a campaign, I can set that email to trigger, not just based on a specific date or the day of the campaign or some number of days since the customer was added to the campaign, but rather on a customer date, so like a customer birth date or an anniversary date, things like that. So To create a new campaign, I'll just click Add New Campaign, and we'll put our test campaign. So I'll say Automation Test Campaign. There we go. We'll save that. I won't get too detailed on the rest of those. Now, right now, it's looking only at active campaigns. So we'll go ahead and find our automation campaign. We have it filtered so it's not shown in our list. It looks like I've created an automation campaign before, so, so I have two now. But we'll go ahead and open this one up. So I'll just click on it, and you can see right now there are no emails in there. So we're going to click New Email, and we'll make this one an email. And now you can see when I add an email to a campaign, and the same would work if I wanted to add an email group, which would actually be a combined group of text messages and emails. I can make that the emails or the text messages within that trigger off these dates as well. Or if I was creating a task or a new action. So if I had said new action instead of new campaign, so we'll cancel that. There we go. So if I said new action, I would also be able to choose from these dates as to when to trigger the action. So in this case, we'll say new email, and you can see the options we have here are birthday, and when I click on that, it opens up our email or Ecards selector basically, and then I can go through and find the one I'd like, or the template I'd like. There we go, and I would hit OK, and that would insert it into my message. When I hit purchase anniversary, you can see it does the same thing. It'll kick that up. Agent work anniversary kind of is its own thing, but that's in there as well. And then wedding anniversary, same deal. It'll open this up. And then I can choose from those templates as well, just to kind of help me populate those. But I don't have to use these templates. I could actually just type in whatever message I'd like, and just whatever content I'd like, images, links, things like that. But the way these work is when I have a birthday triggered campaign email of all the customer accounts that I put in this campaign, or if I put a group in, all the customers in that group, if they have a birthday saved, then it'll use that as the trigger date for this email. So when it's their birthday, it'll send out their email. Same goes for purchase anniversary, which is why we have these. Here's our 1-year homeowner anniversary, so it's why we have those purchase anniversary templates. And the same with wedding anniversary. And I believe there's some wedding anniversary templates in here somewhere too. There we go, wedding anniversary. So you get the idea. Now once you insert those, you can actually customize those a little bit as well. But kind of the point here is that those will be the trigger dates on these, and then it'll send out whatever content you'd like. Now the next set of automations we have here are the eCard automations. So those exist both in our legacy eCards and flyer system as well as Creative Studio. So if I go down to Creative Studio, we'll give it a moment to think about it here. There we go. I can go over here to Actions, and I can go to the eCard Automation Wizard, and it gives me these options to create these different eCards. Now, the difference with these automations is that these are not customer-based, so they're not based on a birth date or anniversary date, a date that would be attached to a customer account. Instead, these are based on dates that would be attached or triggered by actions on listings. So the open house is one. When we get a new open house from the MLS, or you enter a new open house manually, however we happen to be getting those for you, that's what it'll use as the date to trigger this open house automated email. Just sold, so whenever we get data for a listing that is just sold, if we are getting that data for you, then it'll use that to trigger those automations, or that eCards rather. And then lastly, when a new listing comes in for you, we can use that to trigger those eCards as well. So these all work in exactly the same way. So we'll go ahead and click on New Listing. You can see it loads up this section down here, and you can just switch Enabled to On, and you can tell it in this case with a new listing, you get to send on day after the new listing comes in. If it's an open house, this will actually be days before the open house instead of days after. But other than that, they work exactly the same. From there, you just select what groups you'd like it to send to. You can customize the email subject, and then you can go through and choose the template you'd like. So once that's all set up, you just save it, and then those automations will run from that point on. So whenever you get a new listing, it'll automatically fire that off to everybody in the groups you've selected here. So there you go. Now that's not getting too deep into the weeds with any of these, but gives you a general idea of a few of the automations available to you in the DeltaNet, and ways that you can kind of quickly and easily run in here and set them up. So as always, if you have any questions, concerns, feel free to send an email to support@deltagroup.com or give us a call, and we can walk you through how this functionality works or whatever else you'd like. Thanks a lot.